How's everybody doing at home? We miss you guys. I hope everybody's safe, quarantined, obviously healthy, taking care of each other. Let's get into some girl chat. So I want to ask you guys about this because when I heard about it, I was like, wow, how is this working out? So a lot of you guys have clearly chosen to quarantine with family, right? But what would you do if your man decided to quarantine with his ex? That's right, because Bruce Willis and his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, they've been married since 2009 and they have two kids together. But in spite of the situation right now, Bruce has decided to quarantine with his ex, Demi Moore. So he's at home with the family over on that side. So this photo was posted to Demi's Instagram of the whole crew, including Bruce, with the caption, family bonding, and their daughter Tallulah was in there. She confirmed in the comments that they did decide to quarantine together. And it needs to be known that Emma also seemingly agreed because she also commented beneath that, love and miss you guys. So what do y'all think?
I'm confused by this, but different strokes for different folks. Obviously, my husband has an ex-wife, and we're mad cool. I just don't get why the new wife isn't there too. Like, if we all a happy blended family, let's be a happy blended family, and let's all come together.
Maybe
So that's the part that's
I agree, because I would want to be with obviously I'm with my husband now during quarantine. Whenever I'm going through something, we are a team. We're a team with our children. The only thing that justifies this in my head
What, Pam?
is
What?
that I'm trying, is that maybe she's the one that wants a break. She's like, you know what? Go on over there. Mm-hmm. Our own kids. We've been married obviously for 10 plus years. Why don't you bond with your other kids? I don't know.
Yeah, I just would think that I would want my husband to be with his younger kids, and even more so, I want my younger kids to be with their siblings during a time like this. And let's all be together. I also have divorced parents, and I'm thinking, we were even discussing, my mom has a home in upstate New York, and my dad lives up there as well. And we literally had a conversation. We were like, God forbid this got any worse, knock on wood, we don't want it to, but that we'd all bunker down together, including bringing my father and my stepmom, Mama Gloria, in. Hi, Mama Maya, I just saw you walk by. But yeah, like that just to me seems like conversation. If we all get along, let's all be together.
Hi, Mama Mai.
Hi, I see you got your mask on.
Mama Mai's got all her designer friends making masks out of the N95 fabric, so she's testing them because she's delivering them to the hospitals here in LA.
Oh, you get a sauce.
That is amazing.
But I would say, with Mama Mai here, I would have naturally judged this if it was my situation. Like, there's no way in HE double hockey sticks that my man is going to be with his ex nor me, right? Because as you know, during quarantine, you're cozy with each other and you start to cling to each other and bond more because you almost think like we don't know the end. We don't know what the situation is like. So all we got is each other. So there's a lot of little spiritual and emotional, physical bonding. But if there's a family situation with the kids where the parents need support, like if there's something going on mentally, physically, then I understand that part.
And people are having a real hard time. So maybe one of the girls there needs both of her parents. My only thing is, but why can't we all be there? Like, I would be that person. Like,
you want to know why? You want to know why? Because them kids are under the age of 5. That's why. They don't want them kids running around. That's what I believe. And let me tell you something. She probably don't care Bruce Willis' new wife because she got a nice house. She probably well taken care of. She good. So she letting them all be together. And that's what that is. That's what I think that's about. And I'm going to give myself a hand clap on that one. So if I can get my thing right.
You're right. But the reason I like to say it because I want to get to know more about GJ. You know what I mean? It's a good thing.
What did you call him?
GJ.
You call him GJ?
GJ. G, that means God give to my family. J, that means
GJ.
That's why GJ.
Oh.
GJ.
That's so cute.
And also, for some reason, Vietnamese people cannot say Jeezy, just like they can't say Genie. They say Jenny. Hello, Jenny. You're so pretty, Jenny. And they say Gigi. They don't know how to say the Z, so she worked it out. Okay, Mom.
Got it.
I thank you. You have a good eye. You caught me. My God. Bye. I have the moment here.
This is what's happening in quarantine with family.
Thank you. I love you.
Y'all two are crazy. Okay, moving on. I read something in the news and I want to get everybody's opinion about it. You know, in Philadelphia, they started a code, and when they started the code, it was basically that everyone that rode the bus in Philadelphia would have to wear a mask.
Right.
Well, this happened on a Thursday, and a young man got on the bus without a mask. The bus driver called the police, and this is what happened. Roll the clip.
Oh, yeah. Get off my
So basically, they kicked this man off the bus. Evidently, he didn't know that there was a code that you have to wear a mask. Shout out to BuzzFeed, because BuzzFeed actually contacted the Southern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, SEPTA, and questioned them about it. And because of this happening, they said that they are no longer enforcing this code that they initially enforced. So I have an opinion about this, but I want to get you guys' opinion about how you feel and just the whole communication of masks and things like that, especially in urban areas.
I spoke about this last week, this particular incident. You know, and just first of all, the cops, all the cops don't even have masks on. So there's
that got weird. That got
Let's
weird.
start with that. But that again, it adds to the idea, and well, not the idea, the reality that rules are different depending on the color of your skin in this country, or the money you make, or a combination of both. And I think that the reality of this code is, whenever you have public spaces and whenever, you know, cities sanction certain things, like they have to go through a certain due process to be able to enforce that. You know, there needs to be signage. There needs to be ways for the public to have that insight and that information. So, you know, I don't know if they put signs at the bus stops. I don't know if they put signs on the bus, but it's the same way that, like, you can't get a ticket if you can't see the sign. Like, you know, you can actually go and say, like, oh, the sign was obstructed. And they're like, well, how's somebody supposed to know? But to the question you answered, Lonnie, about communication, they change the rules every day.
They do. You be all confused.
You don't know this country's president ain't even wearing a mask. So, you know, the example is set from the top down. You know, I'm in Florida, like, our governor is wearing one glove and no mask and damn near blowing his nose with one hand while he's talking with the glove on the other hand. You know, it's like, how is anybody supposed to keep up?
That's so true. There's a lot of mixed messages out there from even like medical experts, like, wearing a mask, does that really actually help? Wear it only if you're sick. And even gloves, there are some people saying that it makes it worse because you have to take off the gloves, you know, with your hands. And there's some people that be taking off the gloves with their mouth. So it's just,
Yeah,
I know.
Not to mention,
lots of confusion out there.
Right.
So I focus on washing your hands. Make sure you wash your hands. But you want to know what's crazy about this story too is, I even read that some of the employees, like, even on the bus, they didn't even have a mask on. So there's that's
I have, Mara, because the technical terminology that the SEPTA bus said was they urge people to ride the bus with a mask, which doesn't mean that you have to physically aggressively remove from the bus if you don't. And we already know that we all can't have access to masks. So again, Amanda, I'm with you. When it looks that aggressive, like when it really looks like, I can't imagine this man not being talked to and him saying, like, if they say if we physically have to remove you in that manner, that means he didn't understand, because I think everybody's going to comply.
I'm sure he understood. I'm sure he also understood his rights and was like, no. And that's the thing. A lot of times it's like, no, just because you're a police officer doesn't mean you can, you know, just exert authority just willy-nilly. He knows that he was able to be on the bus without a mask. Why should he be removed? Like, I need to get to where I'm going the same way everybody else, and this isn't a law. Now, I'm not saying that I would have felt comfortable being on the bus with him without the mask, but the reality is he has a right to be on the bus without a mask, and if I feel comfortable, I can get off the bus. Like, until
the problem is this. It's just like in Detroit. There was a bus driver named Jason Hargrove who put out the he talked about a person that was coughing, and then 2 weeks later, Jason unfortunately passed. So what the city of Detroit has done because of that is that they have free surgical masks for all the riders. They have them on at the beginning of the when you get on the bus. You take one. You only take the one that you touched. The whole point of this is what we've been saying, and I think we said it last week, is that I believe we need a nationwide ordinance about what we're going to do. I understand that we are,
not different in different places.
50 different states, but there needs to be some nationwide ordinances in cases, because like you said, Amanda, you got some states over here doing the electric slide while the other ones are locked up. But if we're going to flatten the curve, even though they're saying now that some states, the curves are flattened, when you open it up, you're going to get people that will be coming in, and it's going to happen all over again. So I'm trying to understand why we can't all as a country get together and start working together to put all of us who get that.
Because everybody's interest is not in protecting and saving American lives. That's why.
Yes, that's 100% true. It's a very self-serving decision when you put other people at risk. Point blank.
Absolutely. I'm with you, Lonnie, in the sense of like, if you need to say that this is something that you are urging people, I need to urge you to make sure that you have masks on hand, because imagine how this would have gone completely differently if somebody had walked up to him and said, hey, you need to have a mask on. Here is one, offered it to him. I also want to get into the fact that that was 7 people I counted in that video. 7 people to attack one man. And if you listen closely at the top of the video, someone mentions a taser.
Yeah.
That they were asking, like, you got a taser or something to that effect. Imagine had they, God forbid, tased that man, and there have been people that die from being tased. Their hearts don't know how to react to that. They be gone. God forbid that would have happened to this man, all for not having a mask. It's just stupid. Like, we got to do better. We got to
get together.
Well, you know what? It's not even that we got to do better. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't run for public office. You know, I'm not in a position to, you know, like, I'm not in a position to provide the community with masks. Like, I don't have the resources and the money to do that mandate. But you would think that a city that is placing that mandate is also giving their citizens the opportunity to uphold that mandate in the best way possible. But then when you think about the fact that we don't even have enough PPE for the actual healthcare workers, it's no wonder we don't have enough for people trying to just get to work on the bus.
Well, they're coming up
with
masks everywhere, though. They're getting all types of masks. They're getting all types of PPE equipment. The thing is that we all have to come together, and that's the part where I agree with you, Amanda, where we're saying, you know, if our governors now. The governor of South Dakota did not put any type of lockdown on because she didn't feel like it was needed. Well, now South Dakota has become a hotspot for COVID-19. And so that's what I'm trying to understand. Why isn't nobody getting us all together saying, hey, let's make this a nationwide thing? I don't know. It boggles my mind.
Why?
Why, Amanda?
They're going to tell us that they're going to say, take me out before I say it. So let's just go head on now.